Guildmaster Rick here. Just want to let you know ahead of this episode, OBS kind of ruined my audio for this episode. Baron still sounds fine, but I am a little messed up. There's not much I can do to fix it this time around, but I will do my best to make sure this doesn't happen again in the future. Just bear with it through the episode, and thank you so much for listening.
Views expressed by Casters Guild members are only the opinions of that member, and that could change from day to day. Guild members may use mature language, but that in no way means they are mature. Listener discretion is advised.
A few new trailers pique our interest for upcoming projects. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man helps to take on some not-so-friendly topics. And Steam shows us what it truly means to be a family. That's the spell we're casting tonight on Casters Guild.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of Casters Guild. I'm your Guildmaster Rick Perry, and I am weirder than Jar Jar on speech therapy.
Why do you do this to me? And I'm your Guildmaster Baron Kane, and unlike the Jedi, I do not employ child soldiers.
Oh, hot take.
Yeah.
You know what, let's go ahead and roll that one right into the Acolyte. Because that was a nuts trailer, was it not?
It was. You know what it hit like? It hit like Rogue, or oh my god, what am I trying to say? Yeah, Rogue One. The way it's filmed and the feeling of it, but then with Jedi, because Rogue One didn't have Jedi.
Sure.
But yeah, it looked good to me.
Yeah, it definitely has a different vibe and general feeling than your average Star Wars movie or series. And I think that has a lot to do with it taking place in the High Republic. Or Old Republic, or whatever you're calling it. Or whatever the difference is.
I think it's the High Republic. The Old Republic was, well, the Old Republic video games. That was when that was going on. The High Republic was like the golden age of the Jedi. I believe that's where this is set, I think.
Yeah, I believe so as well.
Which I think is actually brilliant. I really think that they should really be dipping into the thousands of years of history of this world, because I don't think a lot of people understand how far back. Like, if you've ever played the Knights of the Old Republic, that was more than a couple years before A New Hope.
Right.
And then you take into account the High Republic, which, they're even still using regular lightsabers. They're not they're using the cordless lightsabers at that point, which, if you don't know, lightsabers used to have cables to them that were attached to a giant backpack. No, it was a hit pack. I got it mixed up with the Ghostbusters for some reason.
I also feel like it depends on your canon. Like, I feel like there are some canons where it is a backpack and some canons where it's a hit pack. And
to be fair, none of that is canon anymore anyways,
That's
until it's canon again, so.
Because Disney threw all that shit out.
Yep, all of it. But yeah, it looks good.
But it looks like we have, like, a badass, not necessarily Force user who's taken out some Jedi, and then a possible Sith that is also taking out Jedi. Maybe the same person, I don't know. The trailer's kind of vague, and I think that's on purpose.
I think so too, yeah.
I was looking at a couple other sites that described this as a murder mystery series, which it seems to me that, like, the villain's pretty obvious from the trailer, but, like, maybe it's not so obvious. Maybe it's a red herring. Maybe, I don't know. We're going to get a 2-episode premiere coming up in, I think it said June?
I don't remember.
But either way, I'm pumped. I don't have to tell anybody who's listened to this podcast for more than 2 episodes that I love Star Wars. And one of the things I most love about Star Wars is, like, Jedi and lightsabers and just, like, cool space wizard shit. And this series looks to be pumped full of it.
Yeah, all I'm hearing right now is how much you love Disney. That's all I'm hearing.
Look, we don't have to lean into the Corpo thing every episode.
No, I'm kidding. It's not like you just went on vacation to a big corporate Disney. Oh.
About that. built a lightsaber and I cried, damn it.
Yes! Yes!
But honestly, ever since Disney has taken over, they've come out with more good than bad as far as Star Wars goes.
That's right. I agree, 100%. You know, you get those people that are like, oh, they ruined Star Wars. It's like, no, George Lucas tried very hard to do that himself. And we all found some good in that eventually, too. So let's just settle the fuck down.
Honestly, I've liked pretty much everything they've done except Solo.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. I tried real hard to find the good in that. And don't get me wrong, there are some good parts.
Oh, yeah.
There were, but...
Like, I feel like Donald Glover killed it as Lando.
Oh, yeah. I would have fucking killed to have a Lando series with him.
Yeah.
Or a movie, even. I don't care.
I feel like it's one of those things that they would have done, and then Solo tanked, and they went, nah.
There's no way it's gonna do good. It's like, I think you're misreading what was bad right now.
Right.
Oh, it was the pansexual black guy that made this thing fail.
Was it, though?
Yeah.
Or was it the fact that you had to explain every single part of Han Solo's backstory, from his name to how he got his gun?
And the little hangy dice that no one fucking paid attention to initially. It was like fucking 3CPO's red leg. No one gave a fuck.
Yep.
But, yeah, we gotta explain it, I guess.
Every single part of it.
Every part. You know what people would love? Attention to detail.
Even the details they didn't give a shit about.
Like, look, if I was ever really needing them to just throw canon in the trash, just do it. Just... And honestly, too, it would have been a way better story if it was really the whole movie. The whole movie was just him meeting Chewbacca.
Yeah, that probably would have been a whole lot better.
Had that be the whole point of the movie. We already have Han Solo. We don't need his fucking background. You know, he's already a smuggler. Whatever, I don't know. And he gets captured by, I'm assuming, Trandoshans. Because I think that Trandoshan slavers had Chewbacca at the time. Anyways, long story short, they get out, life debt, good times.
That would have been a much better movie.
It could have been called Han Solo, life debt, boom.
And honestly, the whole thing about Han Solo's character in the Orig Tridge is the fact that he's...
Don't ever call it that again.
I call it that every fucking time.
Don't you ever call it that again. You know what, I challenge our listeners to go back and find the one other time that Guildmaster Rick called it the Orig Tridge. Please. I'll give you $1 for each instance. Please.
It exists, I promise you.
Well, then I'm going to at least owe someone $1.
But the whole point of his character is that he is a bag of shit. And then he has this arc where eventually he does good things and not to get something out of it himself. Because for the most part, it's just to get something out of himself. And then towards the end, he actually, comes back and does the right thing. And
right.
The Solo movie makes it seem like he was a good guy the whole fucking time. With, like, this heart of gold and, like, oh, I loved and then I lost. And then, like, it's fucking no. That, like, throws out you have a character arc in the Solo movie and then that completely throws out who he is in the original movies, and kind of, you know what, I could rant about this all day. I feel like we've already done this.
Look, the only good thing, I'm not going to say the only good thing, because I'm sure there was more than one. The main good thing that Solo did was made someone other than Ray Park Darth Maul.
Okay, I'll take that one.
I'm not a Ray Park fan.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've talked about it on this before, but there are definitely very personal reasons why I do not like the man Ray Park. So, all right, moving on.
All right, as long as we're talking about stuff that's coming out, movies that are coming out, let's go ahead and look at Beetlejuice.
No.
No?
No, I'm not excited about it purely based off of the trailer.
Okay. I would love to hear more on this.
I think it's because it's a teaser. I didn't get enough to get excited about it.
Yeah, it does seem a little pandery.
Yes.
But a teaser, I think, should be.
And honestly, I think anything that they put Jenny Ortega in is just fan service at this point. Because she's just so fucking hot on the scene right now, especially in the Tim Burton world. Like, you put her on the screen and people are losing their damn mind. Which, there are a few actors out there that are like that. Fucking Pedro Pascal is another one.
Yeah.
If he pops up in your trailer, automatic fan service.
Yeah.
Main good thing about this, if I had to extrapolate based off of what I saw in the trailer, is Charles Dietz is dead.
Yes.
Which is good. And if anybody doesn't know why that's good, maybe look up Jeffrey Jones. Google Jeffrey Jones, what he do.
Do you think that had something to do with why they waited so long to make a sequel?
Maybe. I mean, maybe. I wish that they would have left him, or I wish they would have done it before Otho died.
Yeah.
Not the character, the actor. I can't remember his name. Glenn Shaddix. Thank you, Google. But yeah, because I really liked his character in that. But yeah, I also hope that they don't do a bunch of weird Ghostbuster-esque CGI of characters. Like, leave Juno alone. She doesn't need to be in this.
Sure.
I mean, it's okay. We can get somebody else. Not that I didn't love the character, not that I didn't love the actress, but obviously she has passed away, and we can move on. We can use somebody else.
And this is the type of movie that would purposely bring someone back as a CGI hologram ghost or whatever.
Right, exactly.
So let's just hope they don't do that.
Right.
I'm excited to see Keaton back in the role. There's obviously a good part of Beetlejuice that I feel just takes straight from Keaton as a person. And it's one of the roles that I feel fits him like a glove. And I'm excited to see what he gets to do with it and how he gets to play with it now that he's a little bit older and has a little bit more experience under his belt.
Yeah, I'm going to say I have been very excited to see the Michael Keaton resurgence. Not that I think that, I'm not thinking this is a comeback. We obviously know he's been here for years. Mm-hmm. But don't look at me like that. But he hasn't done much in the last few years. Now all of a sudden he's coming back and, for lack of a better term, jerking off our fan service.
Yeah.
I mean, hard. I mean, this isn't even edging. This is just like one after the other. After this is... Michael Keaton is pleasure doming my fan service. Just...
Look, if that's what we're doing, I'm here to goon. That's
yeah.
What I'm saying.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, what are we doing?
I don't even know what that word means. Anyways. But yeah, no, I'm really excited. Winona Ryder, and I don't want to say again she's making a comeback, but I think she is, the stuff that she's been in, she's like accidentally just stumbled into some awesome roles. Like, I don't know, I can't remember anything before Stranger Things, but, Stranger Things, for God's sakes.
Killing it in Stranger Things.
And then, like, after Stranger Things, she did something else recently. God, I can't remember. I'll find out, though. You know who's going to tell me? Mm-hmm. Google. Put some clothes on. No, wait, what am I saying?
No.
Yeah, it looks like she's done a few things. Just here and there between... Is that a movie with Keanu Reeves? Fuck yeah, it is! What is this? How come I've never heard of this? 2018? 2018, Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves, Destination Wedding? They're both beautiful!
Of course they are.
They're both beautiful!
Well, I guess we know what you're doing after recording the podcast tonight.
Yes! It's a little rom-com! Winona Ryder and Keanu Reeves is a little rom-com!
That's fucking adorable.
Fucking adorable. So yeah, again, she hasn't done a lot of things, but yeah,
she's in Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, she was in the Haunted Mansion. Pat. Anyways, moving on.
Next trailer that I saw for stuff that's coming out, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
Excited for that. You know what? I hope Mad Max isn't in it at all. I hope he is completely absent from this movie.
Agreed. I feel like adding Mad Max at this point would be spoiling what the story needs to be.
Yes. Well, I will say, though, Tom Hardy's Mad Max is by far my favorite depiction of him. Okay. 100%. 100%. Yeah. However, that's not about him. Let's come back. Anna Taylor-Joy, I think, is a great choice for this. You know, obviously they couldn't, you know, be like, hey, Charlize, let's bring you back, 25 years and play this young version of this character. But I think they chose an actress of an appropriate caliber to portray a character that was made famous by Charlize Theron. So,
even some physical resemblance, I think. Not like they're twins or anything, but I could believe her as a younger version of the same character.
Sure.
I loved her in Last Night in Soho. You know me, I'm an Edgar Wright fanboy. And her performance in The Menu was fantastic.
Fantastic.
And, like, the casting all around for this movie is great. You got Chris Hemsworth as...
In this trailer, Chris Hemsworth has displayed the best acting I've ever seen him do. And I'm not trying to take away anything from his Thor portrayal, but it is just Thor. So, he is killing it in this.
Yeah, Thor is not that deep of a character. Even when he's going through his sad Thor phase, he's still very one note as a character.
Yes. Yes.
But, like, this looks like it looks like a role that Chris will be able to sink his teeth into and really play with.
I think also that they gave him that fake nose just so that he could separate himself further.
Yeah.
Because, if they didn't give him that, people are just going to see him and be like, oh, that's Chris Hemsworth. That's Thor. That's Thor doing that. They're like, let's slap a fake nose on him and make him do a funny little voice. And I'm not saying a funny little accent. That's not what I'm saying. He does use his Australian accent in this, or an Australian accent.
Which makes sense, honestly, for the Mad Max series in general.
But he also does a voice, so it's funny, and he's actually kind of unnerving in it a little bit.
Yeah, which I think is the idea.
Yes.
And he nails it.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised if some of that just came from him playing with the character. And then the director, or the showrunner, producer, whoever, just went, yep, do that.
100%.
But the movie in general, from what I can see in the trailer, I know we were just bagging on Solo, which is like this unnecessary origin story. I am excited for this origin story. I want to see Furiosa's story, and it doesn't look like it's completely unnecessary, and it looks like it's exploring something new.
Sure, but let me back up real quick. Do I think that Han Solo's origin story is an unnecessary story? No. I think it could be fun. Do I think that they completely fucked it up? Yes.
Yes.
So, let's just hope.
The way they did it was unnecessary.
Correct.
The unnecessary story was like the origin story of his name. The unnecessary origin story was like the origin story of his gun. Like, those are the origin stories you didn't need.
It got really weird. It got really weird when Woody Harrelson handed him Indiana's hat and realized his mistake and took it back and gave him his gun. Yeah, it was weird. Made me feel uncomfortable. Really took me out of the scene, really. My suspension of disbelief was not there.
Not already gone by that point?
Nope. It was there.
That's
firm.
What did it.
Okay. Yep. I can keep going if you want.
I'm excited for Furiosa. And, like, honestly, I'm not going to lie. I can sit here and talk about, like, how it looks like a feminist masterpiece and it's going to tell this awesome story. But I'm in it for the car violence. And the car violence looks amazing.
Look, this is going to sound really, really, really weird, but I'm in it for the little white guys.
Yeah.
The spray paint addicts. I'm in for it. They're my little dudes. I like them.
You're who they're talking to when they say witness me.
Yep. I am. Can't remember the guy's name. What's his name? And Morton Joe. God, that hurt. I dug way too deep into my head for that one. That's what having a stroke feels like. But yeah, Yeah, that I am exact. Oh, point of I do want to have like a little the more you know moment.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody is watching that movie, either the Mad Max Fury Road or this Furiosa movie, and you see these little white men, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to do that Chrome thing. And I may have even talked about this before, but it bears repeating. And you're like, I want to do that Chrome thing. But you know what? Gosh darn it. I don't want to spray real Chrome into my mouth. And you're going to look online and you're going to be like, oh, look at this. Tasty cake decorating ingredients. It's a little spray that sprays things silver. Don't do it. Don't do it. It burns. It burns like the hells. At least 8 of them. It is not fun. You are spraying like 120% alcohol onto your gums. They immediately dry out and burn. You will walk around with a rictus face for a little while. But I guess the plus side is you will be chrome and shiny.
Yes.
So there's that.
Witnessed.
Yes.
All right, moving on from that. Not 10 hours before we sat down to record this video.
Yes.
Sony hit us with a short film called The Spider Within.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to start by saying it's fucking awesome. If you have not seen it, please go put it in your YouTube machines, because that's where they released it, was on YouTube. It is worth the 7.25 minutes of your life it will take to watch, and it gets some things surprisingly accurate.
Yeah. I think we were talking about it before we started recording, and you're not going to know exactly where I'm going with this. I guarantee it. But it really nailed sleep paralysis.
Yeah. Once you see it, you'll know. And, like, not just sleep paralysis, but, like, there's a 100% accurate panic attack, just going into dealing with everything that Miles has to deal with. By the way, the point of this short film, it takes place in, like, the Spider-Verse verse, if you will.
Right.
And has Miles. I know we spoil a ton of things on here, but I'm not going to go too much into it because it is only 7 minutes, and it's worth your time to watch it to know what happens in it, rather than just listening to us explain it.
I will say that when you go into it, just be warned, there is the subject of trauma, post-traumatic stress does come up. So, if you're sensitive to that, and I don't mean that derogatorily, it definitely hit me in a couple different ways. But yeah, if you are sensitive to those subjects, just be warned going into it. It's not.
Also, give a big trigger warning for arachnophobia.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But it is a Spider-Man thing. So honestly, I mean, who's?
Yeah, if you're a big fan of Spider-Man, chances are you're not a huge arachnophobe anyway. I have arachnophobia. My favorite superhero is Spider-Man.
Why?
My favorite superhero is Spiders, man.
Oh no! Oh no!
Like, are you sure you're
no.
an arachnophobe?
Yeah, that's where you want to do stuff with spiders, right? Oh, you are using the wrong word, sir. Wrong word.
No, that's arachnophiliac.
Yeah, gross. All right. I mean, I'm not judging.
Yeah, I'm not judging. But oof.
But that is technically bestiality, so gross. I don't think spiders count as animals, though. They are demons, and...
It's why they have that many eyes, and it's the only thing that explains it.
Would something that's not a demon have so many eyes and legs? No. You sillies. Get in the pond if you want to be a silly goose.
But anyway, the point of this particular short is they partnered with the Kevin Love Fund, who is currently doing an education initiative called The Hero Within, which is working with kids to help do like comic style storyboards to help them deal with their own trauma and their own experiences, which is really cool. From what I understand, and this is only from like some cursory reading, but from what I understand, basically Sony released this short film for free, and any returns they get from like ad revenue or watches is going to the Kevin Love Fund, as well as them making their own donations and doing some other cool things with them other than just the short film. So, for those of us waiting for the next Spider-Verse movie, because the last one left us on a cliffhanger, here's a little, appetite enhancer to go in between, and it's doing some good for some kids who really need it.
Also, if you do have a bad taste in your mouth from the last Sony Spider movie, trust, this short is actually 100 times better than that whole movie. So
fucking
go ahead, watch it a few times, and make up your life. You will get your lost minutes back from that movie if you watch this short. It's a bold promise, and in no way provable that you did or did not. So I would just go ahead and take the chance and watch it. Get those minutes back.
Absolutely. Because nothing else is going to get them back for you.
Definitely not anybody in that movie.
But as long as we're on the Marvel side of things, let's talk about the new game trailer that just dropped.
Look, I'm going to be completely honest. I didn't watch it. Ever since Midnight Suns, I've just been disenfranchised completely with Marvel games.
No, that's fair.
So,
honestly, I was going to bring that up, that I'm trying not to get optimistic about this particular game. The gameplay looks very Overwatch, Valorant type of gameplay. I understand it is supposed to be a 6v6, which straight up puts it in that camp of Overwatch and Valorant. The art even looks like it's ripped straight out of if like Valorant drew Marvel characters. But from what I can see, it's supposed to be a free-to-play game, which doesn't make me feel better about it. If anything, it makes me feel like they put less work into it, and then I'm going to like it less. But it means in order for me to make my own opinion, I don't have to invest a whole lot. I can just be like, oh, free, I'll go try it. And if I hate it, at least I didn't spend any money on it.
I just see them pumping a lot of, use real money to get these things.
Yeah, 100%. It's gonna be a freemium game. There's gonna be a lot of microtransactions.
With it being a free-to-play game too, this is also going to be a pay-to-win game. This isn't going to be a game where you use money to just get aesthetic upgrades or cosmetic upgrades. This is going to be, you get in there, you pay money for a premium character, or you pay money to get these upgrades. I guarantee it. There are games where you do have to, there are things that you can buy in game, but mainly the ones that you have to pay for already, they're all just cosmetic shit.
Yeah.
Now,
I will say that's how Valorant and Overwatch are currently, in that I believe they're both free to play, and they both have things you can buy, but it's all cosmetic.
Oh, well, maybe I'm wrong.
But I don't know. It doesn't mean that they couldn't. Well, Overwatch did lock certain characters behind paywalls.
Okay.
For particular seasons and things like that. So there is that, but at the same time, the game's fairly balanced. Where if you didn't use those characters, that doesn't mean you're not going to win.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when you have these characters that you can just unlock, they're balanced with the rest of the game. So it doesn't matter. They are essentially cosmetic at that point.
So, I mean, we'll see. It would not surprise me either way. If they had some free-to-win, some pay-to-win bullshit that, like you're describing, or if they just went completely cosmetic. I mean, if they're just going based off of what they see other models succeeding at, then it wouldn't surprise me if they just did the cosmetic, because Overwatch and Valorant, of course, have been very successful. And obviously, that's the market they're trying to reach. They're just trying to be like, oh, did you like these games, but you're also a Marvel fan? Here's our thing. The one thing I will give it is the characters they're choosing. I really like the designs, and from what I can see, I like the gameplay of those characters. You got Groot and Rocket, and it looks like Rocket can jump up on Groot, and you can do like a combo thing. They've got Iron Man and Doctor Strange, and then they got some picks you wouldn't necessarily expect, like Magic. And then, of course, you got Spider-Man, because you can't have a successful Marvel property right now outside of the MCU that doesn't have Spider-Man.
I mean, he is their most popular character.
Mm-hmm.
And by that, I mean Marvel.
Yes.
I mean, and you can make the argument all you want. He is literally the most popular character that Marvel has, which is why Sony isn't trying to give him up anytime soon.
That's why they're keeping that death grip.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would too, if I were Sony.
Yeah.
But all in all, we'll see, is what I'm leaving it at. I'm not even going to say cautiously optimistic. What is, like, the direct opposite like that? Like, I am already pessimistic about it, but open to having my opinion changed.
I think cautiously optimistic is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But it could be cool.
You want to believe in it.
Speaking of Sony's death grip on Spider-Man, do you know what I'm going to have a death grip on?
We were just having a conversation earlier about things. I don't know if this is something that we need to be talking about. I mean, joking around about it's one thing.
I'm just talking about my next t-shirt from tvillain.com.
Oh! T-Villain is a t-shirt site where you'll find a killer limited edition shirt being sold for $13 only while supplies last. Every Monday, the site features a new design by a new artist. We would tell you what's featured right now, but by the time you hear this, it's already changed.
They choose the most ingenious designs that reflect everything evil and villainy, as well as works pertaining to anything artistic, pulp style, lowbrow, pop culture, TV, movies, music, video games, comics, etc. All things cool and evil, basically. To check them out and help out Casters Guild, click our link in the description.
Sorry. So in Dungeons and Dragons news, because apparently we can't not talk about Dungeons and Dragons and
sure
Hasbro.
We can. Ready?
There's a couple things we got going on.
Okay.
Converse is hitting us with a D&D collection.
God damn, I saw those.
And, like, I want them. I want to be like those. I love Converse, Chuck Taylor's. You know, I was a fan of D&D before Hasbro and WotC started ruining shit. I want them. But I also don't want to give Hasbro and WotC any of my money.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're trying to tell me to steal them?
Oh, I'm not telling anyone to steal them. I am saying that you might have just given me an idea. And being
are you gonna download them?
You wouldn't download a shoe.
Yeah, I would. I would. Don't fucking tempt me. I'd download too. Ah!
But I don't know. They do look cool. They got some really cool designs that have like some popular characters and some popular art. You've got like a black and green pair that features Kellic the Wizard, Warduke the Fighter, and Zarek the Assassin. You've got a white and red pair that has the second edition Player's Handbook art. They got like some hats and stuff that they're doing. So, I don't know, they look cool, but like, if you're into Chuck Taylor's, you're already somewhat of a punk anyway, and maybe not paying for them is not what I'm advocating, but
Wait, can we get in trouble for telling people to steal them? Don't steal them from your fellow nerds. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-mm.
Don't steal them from your fellow nerds. If you happen to see them in a Walmart, which you won't, I'm just saying. If you see some, billionaire wearing them.
Sure.
Which you might. Who knows? I'm not telling you what to or what not to do. But maybe listen to the band of a famous D&D nerd, Tom Morello, and maybe go from there.
Yeah.
See what you do.
See how you are inspired.
Right. Yes. Indeed.
But some other D&D news, Larian Studios has cut ties with Dungeons and Dragons.
Hell yeah, but no.
I cannot blame them.
No, can't blame them either. There must have been some shit that went down, though.
Well, I do know, I can't say everything that happened, and I can't say that this even affected it all, but I do know that when WotC laid off a bunch of people, a large amount of people that got laid off was the team that was directly working with Larian Studios, Baldur's Gate.
Never going to understand what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
I mean,
there's a lot of teams that got laid off that doesn't make sense. Like, they also did a brand deal with, I believe it was Vampire Cosmetics, where they released a bunch of D&D palettes and a bunch of D&D cosmetics. And that cosmetic line ended up getting pushed back and not releasing when it was supposed to because the people who were working with them also got laid off.
Maybe they're making all of their money off of Monopoly or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's got to be Monopoly, right?
Like, I think maybe they're trying to convince us that they're not evil and they're just stupid. And, like, no, it's okay, you can play our game. You can play our game. We're not evil. We're just dumb.
Yeah. We will never forget the Pinkertons.
The direct quote that I saw on TikTok, where one of the people who works for Larian was addressing them leaving Dungeons & Dragons. The direct quote is as follows: Baldur's Gate 3 will always have a heart, a warm spot in our hearts. We'll forever be proud of it, but we're not going to continue it. We're not going to make new expansions, which everybody's expecting us to. We're not going to make Baldur's Gate 4, which everyone is expecting us to. We're going to move on. We're going to move away from D&D, and we're going to start making a new thing.
Okay. Well, I wonder if that just means that they're going to do their own fantasy style thing.
Yeah, it's got to be their own RPG.
I will say, if anybody is interested in non-D&D games that are like Baldur's Gate, Solasta, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but Solasta, the Crown of the Magister, is great. It is great.
Dragon's Dogma 2 just came out recently as well, and it's getting a lot of really good reviews.
That's not like Baldur's Gate, right? Like, it's
much more action. It's honestly closer to a Souls-like.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a fantasy RPG...
Well, yeah, and the reason why I bring up Solasta is because it is a turn-based, like, almost top-down kind of character control. Kind of yeah. It's exactly like Baldur's Gate. Also, there's the old Baldur's Gate games.
Yeah, there is. And as much as Larian did make changes to it, I felt like they were a little handcuffed by the 5e rule set. So them breaking free of D&D to make something could result in...
Yeah. Which I will also point out that is every Baldur's Gate. It is handcuffed by the system that is out at the time.
Yes.
So, like, Baldur's Gate 1, it was AD&D. Thaco and everything.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But hey, if you want, like, an easy way to find out what those old editions were like...
tvillain.com?
No.
Sorry.
Baldur's Gate games were...
You tricked me once. I didn't want to get tricked again.
Oh, man. So, in completely different news, Valve...
Wait, no, sir. No, sir. I will not let you, a nerd, do that segue when you could have grabbed something straight from our wheelhouse.
I could have, but, like, imagine if I did that every time. That'd be a little repetitive, don't you think?
I guess. Now for something completely different.
Yes, and now for something completely different. Valve has completely changed how family sharing works.
Gross.
There are good parts to this, and there are bad parts to this. So let's break this down for any of our Steam users.
And they were called the aristocrats.
So, Steam for a while has had something called Steam Families.
Right.
And the way this works is basically you create this family account, and then there are, I believe it's up to 6 individual accounts that are all attached to the same family account.
Yeah, you're right. You're going to explain this all to me because I told my kid that he needs to get a job and pay for his own games.
So, the way this is going to work now, the way this used to work, by the way, is someone plays a game from your library, nobody else could play that game. So if one person from the family library picked a game from that family library, nobody else could play that game until you bought another copy.
Oh, well, like ever?
Ever.
Oh, that's weird.
The way it works now is anybody who's in your family group, anybody who's in your Steam family can play any game that's on anybody's Steam library within that group.
Okay.
With the exception that you cannot play it at the same time.
Which makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because that's almost like you are buying a copy of a game and you're leaving it on the shelf. Mm-hmm. Anybody in the family can come by, grab that game off the shelf, play it, and somebody else can't conceivably be playing it at the same time, which makes sense to me.
So, let's say, for example, you want to spread some democracy and play Helldivers.
Oh, God. My liberty's so hard right now.
You and your brother cannot both be playing the same copy of Helldivers at the same time. You would have to buy multiple copies of the same game in order to play it together.
I don't have a brother.
Or whoever else is on your Steam family.
I can see the frustration on your face. It's like, God damn it, Baron.
They've also added some parental controls to the Steam families to where if you have somebody labeled as a parent on the Steam family, they can see exactly when and how much a particular game from the library is played.
Now, I will say this. That's cool, but I also think that should be... I think it'd be cool if everybody had that.
Yeah.
Like, let's just say I have my kid on my family account, and I'm playing the shit out of this game. Let them be able to see that, hey, I'm probably hyperfixating on this game right now. You know what I mean? What? Move over. Move to the next game, maybe.
Yeah, don't play that game, so like when I try to log on to it, I can't because you're playing it.
Right, exactly.
Another downside here is, let's say that your kid is playing Stardew Valley.
My kid is playing Stardew Valley.
And does something to get banned.
Oh no!
On Stardew Valley. That copy is now banned, no matter who logs into it.
Holy shit.
So, someone else within your Steam family could get you banned from your favorite game.
Oh, man. I have a goblin child, too, so that I don't know. That.
So, maybe buy 2 copies of Stardew Valley.
Yeah. Ouch.
So, I mean, there's obviously some ups and downs here. Just be careful about how you're sharing and who you're sharing with.
Wear protection.
Yeah, but there's nothing saying that you and your friends can't get together and become a little Steam family and share some games.
It's 2024. You do what you want. Polygaming is the way. In this economy?
In this economy.
It's the,
having your own Steam library in this economy?
Oh, God, it's so funny because it's so fucking true.
It's like choosing not to use Humble Bundle in this economy.
Now I feel called out. Do you
not use Humble Bundle?
I mean, I do sometimes. You know how many books I've gotten from Humble Bundle and haven't been able to download it for some reason? I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, at least you're using it.
I'm an old man. I'm paying for books I don't know how to use.
Oh, well, in that case, I wasn't even going to bring this up in the episode, but this is too fucking perfect. Do you know what the newest bundle is right now? The newest game bundle on Humble Bundle?
I don't know what Humble Bundle is. No, what is it?
It's called the Boomer Shooter.
I'm in. And
it's all the shooters from the Boomer era. So if you're feeling a little too old, maybe you should go check out these shooters, Boomer.
I might.
I'm going to pull it up right now. In the Back with a Vengeance, the Best of Boomer Shooters bundle, you get Ultra Kill, Turbo Overkill, Forgive Me Father 2, Dead Link, Proteus, Quake 2, and Postal Brain Damaged.
Oh.
Postal and Quake 2 alone let you know how old.
Yeah, gross. Wow.
Man, Quake was a good game, though. Let me be a boomer for a second. Quake was a good fucking game. Quake 2.
Here for it? I'm looking at all the other ones now.
Oh, yeah, you know you're going to get the Slice, Dice, and Everything Nice bundle from D3 After Dark.
One more down.
Humble Heroines?
That looks good.
I might dig into that one. Let's talk about another deal that just came out.
I don't want to! Okay, got it.
The MetaQuest 3 is on the way out. So the MetaQuest 2 just dropped to $200.
Okay.
And there's a lot of deals going on right now. GameStop has a deal where if you spend at least $100, you get $10 off. If you spend $250, you get $25 off. Which, if you're buying a $200 Quest headset, not hard to do. Walmart is running a deal where if you buy the MetaQuest 2 headset at $200, you get a $50 MetaQuest gift card to buy like games and content.
Okay.
And I think there's a couple other ones between Best Buy and Amazon and stuff like that. And a bunch of the accessories all just went to like 50% or more off, like the carry case and the like upgraded head strap. And the MetaQuest 2 can link with your Steam account, so you can play your Steam games in VR. And the bundle you were just talking about, the Humble Heroines, comes with a game called Metal Hellsinger, which looks like it fucking rocks in VR. So after I'm done recording tonight, I'm actually going to go try to buy a MetaQuest 2 headset. And this bundle might be one of my first purchases, so I can get Metal Hellsinger.
You'll have to tell me how it is.
I absolutely will.
You better. I'm not kidding.
But I think my general point is a lot of good video gaming shit is affordable-ish right now. Because you can go get yourself a decently priced MetaQuest 2 headset. You can get some stuff on Humble Bundle. Steam sales are always going on. And now you can share your Steam library with your friends.
I was seriously, like, just the other day looking at my Steam library, and it was like, you know what? If you put all these games together and put them at their actual price, not sale price, you put them at their actual price and add it all up, priced.
Yeah.
Priced. Like, again, this is another thing that I have said on this podcast before. Looking at my Steam library, if I was to go back in time and tell little Baron, you know, hey, these are the games that you, as an adult, are going to own, and here's 3 games. I'm going to show you 3 games off of this, and I just pick at random and be like, and look how cool this is. Even if I got Final Fantasy II by accident, little Baron would see this and be like, holy shit, I love Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Like, I know you do, man. I know you do. And The Forest, I know you're scared of horror stuff, so just kind of ignore that one.
You know, honestly, if another video game never got released from now on, I still wouldn't make it through my Steam library.
That's fair. Oh, God forbid 6-year-old Baron actually saw Honey Pop on here, too. I'd be like, look, you saw Honey Pop and The Forest, you're scarred for life. Sorry.
Welcome to a very different course.
Now I know why I'm so fucked up. Great. It was my fault the whole time, just like the therapist said. I paid all that money and she was right.
Now for something completely different.
Yay!
I just watched a movie on Netflix that apparently I was the last one to know about, and a bunch of other people have already been talking about it, and I think you should go watch it if you haven't. Called Damsel.
Is that the I can't put it is give me a second, hold on. I can't put a name. I
know you know who it is. I'm gonna give you a second, but I know you know who it is.
But anyways, it's the princess that gets thrown to the dragon and she gets her way out, right?
Yes.
Yes, I heard of it, haven't seen it.
Millie Bobby Brown, by the way.
God damn it! God damn it! I would have had it in like a couple seconds.
But holy shit, it's good. It's so fucking good. Yes.
Okay, it looked entertaining, but I'm glad that it was good.
Yeah, and honestly, I thought it was going to use one of those movies that, like, you reach the climax of the movie and then, like, that's all it's got. But, like, right up to the end, even the ending was fantastic.
Okay.
And not that it should surprise me, because she kills it as 11, but Millie Bobby Brown really carries that movie from beginning to end with her performance and, like, her roller coaster as a character to show, like, her strengths and her willingness to persevere. And the whole thing has a very eat the rich, go grab the guillotine vibe. Because, and this isn't spoilers, because this is like what you find out at the very beginning of the movie, because she is not a royal.
Okay.
She is not a princess. The royal family marries her into being a princess just to be the sacrifice, so they don't have to give up one of their own.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But definitely go watch it. Watch it somewhere other than Netflix if you need to. Not that I'm advocating anything illegal. But yeah, it's a fucking dope movie.
We have a disclaimer at the beginning of the podcast. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the disclaimer,
yeah.
Right? So we can say this stuff.
Yeah.
Steal it.
Look, but I like having fun pretending that I'm not telling people to go steal it when I'm obviously telling people to go steal it.
Guildmaster Rick We're characters. We are playing fictional characters right now. We can get away with anything.
Anything?
Anything.
Anything?
Anything.
Well then.
Steal it.
What you did for 4 days on Twitch is, like, completely fine now, because...
Right, because it was just a character. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you came on there and saw my dingly dangly. It's alright.
It's a fictional
I was a character.
It's a
fictional dingly dangly. Yes. Yes. That's why it looks so small.
Yeah, because the real thing.
Right, that was fake, obviously.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Steal it. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and shift gears again and go over towards something completely different.
Let's do it.
I'm going to give you a little update on some Stardew Valley.
Oh, nice. Because you said you were going to. Because you didn't get very far the last time we talked about it.
Correct. I still haven't made it to winter yet, but I am thoroughly enjoying it. I do like I've only gotten to try out a couple of the new festivals. One of which is a 2-day fishing festival where you just fish. And every rainbow trout you get a chance of getting like a ticket that you could turn in for a prize. Mm-hmm. It all seems rather cool, and you do eventually get like a cool like wall plaque that you can put on the wall.
Sure.
As you do with wall plaques. But the biggest benefit to this is it forces you to raise your fishing skill. Because if you do this, your fishing skill is going to go up a lot. So, yeah, I was lucky enough, like, I made this character, and I did not do the Meadowland farm, because, again, not a huge fan of it. I was underwhelmed. So I did a river farm, which may fuck around and be my favorite farm of the game. Not counting Grandpa's farm from Stardew Valley Expanded. But yeah, I made it. The name of my farm is Naiad Spring Farm.
Okay.
My little guy is he's a little green guy with like green hair. His name's Merle.
Very nice.
So he's
very thematically appropriate.
Right, I thought so. He's a little fishy guy, right?
Yeah.
So the whole thing was supposed to be, you know what? And the funny thing is I was talking to a friend the same day I started this farm, and she was like, I'd play Stardew, but fishing sucks. I'm like, oh, shit. You're not going to believe this, what? But yeah, so I like specifically focused on fishing, which with this expansion, if you choose the river farm, you start out with a fish dehydrator. There's new types of bait. You get like a super bait pretty early on. There are fish-specific baits. It's like they specifically were like, you know what? We know you guys hate fishing. Let's make it a little more interesting.
Let's give you all these baits and turn you into a master baiter.
Yeah, exactly. A super baiter, if it were. A super master baiter. Wait a minute, I see what you did there. It's a gooning joke again, isn't it?
It wasn't, but now it is.
I still don't know what that word means. But yeah, so I'm really happy with it. There are some minor changes to some of the old festivals, but I will also say that I am playing Stardew Valley Expanded as well, and it's hard for me to differentiate between the two, what's new and what's just expanded. But I do know that I have caught some of the new dialogue that has happened. So it's really cool. I really like it so far. We'll see how I feel after a couple years in game. Not yeah.
Well, you go ahead and stay on that side of cozy gaming, and I'll go ahead and stay on the Cult of the Lamb side with my tentacles and sheep fucking.
Yeah. We could meet in the middle and play that one Gravedigger game.
Oh yeah.
Because that is definitely right in the middle.
I will say, I was going to buy a new game yesterday because it just came out. It's South Park Snow Day, which I don't know if anybody played. I don't know if you played Stick of Truth or Fractured but Whole. They're both fantastic games, especially if you like South Park humor. It really does feel like you're playing episodes of the show. The
Spawn has played all of them,
yes,
and is a huge fan, so...
But I looked something up, and I got a little disappointed because I was going to download it on PS5 because it's co-op, and you can play with up to 4 people total. And I was going to play through it with my wife because we both played Stick of Truth, and we both played Fractured But Whole, and we both loved both games.
Can I commend you, by the way? I would like to give you mad props right now.
Okay.
For committing to the pronunciation.
Okay.
The fractured
fractured
butthole.
It's the name of the game. I got it.
Every time you say it, I feel like you take a little bit of satisfaction away from me.
Oh,
like
really?
it's siphoned off a little bit.
I'm sorry.
Because it's like it feels like I'm waiting for the butt of the joke, but it eludes me.
Would it be better if I said South Park Fractured Butthole?
Oh. Sorry, I almost passed out.
Got you there. All right. But the new game is supposed to be co-op, but there is no local co-op. And that's the whole reason I was going to download it on my PS5, because I have 2 controllers for my PS5. It's the whole reason I'm waiting to play Baldur's Gate 3, because I ordered the deluxe edition for the PS5 so we could play it local co-op, because it does have local co-op.
Okay.
But this new South Park game does not. It is only online co-op. It puts me in a bit of a pickle to play this game, because I don't have 2 PS5s, so we can't both get a copy for the PS5. We do both have a Switch, so we could get it for Switch and play it together on Switch, but we both don't have online memberships to play games online. So now I gotta buy 2 online memberships. And part of the reason I was okay with getting this game is it's a $30 game, which means the investment wouldn't be that bad. But now I gotta buy 2 copies, which makes it a $60 game, and I gotta pay for 2 online memberships. And I don't know if I like South Park that much, and I don't know if the game looks that good. It looks $30 good. I don't know if it looks $60 plus 2 online memberships good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I had to be really picky about the stuff that I got for me and the Spawn to play together when we both were rocking the PlayStation because of that. It's like, is this going to be a game good enough that I want to pay for essentially 2 memberships?
Yep.
Eventually, no.
Yeah.
It's like he still has a membership, but I don't even think he needs it because he just watches. I don't even think he uses this PlayStation that I got him for anything but YouTube at this point. Which is very depressing, by the way.
If you do have a membership, I do highly recommend at least going to looking to see what free games you get every month, because some of them are really good. They're not good enough to where I have a membership for PlayStation anymore, because I play all my games online on PC. But if you already have one, please take advantage of it and go look for your free games every month. There are good ones. But anywho, why don't y'all email us at castersguild@gmail.com. Tell us what games you're playing that are worth the investment right now. Whether you're playing them online and paying for an online membership, or, if you just bought games you don't have to play online and that are worth it. Because I'm always in it for a good game. In this economy. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. Join us on our Discord. That's where all the fun stuff is happening. And we will see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. See you later. Bye. 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 Bye.